test. Okay? And it has 2 or 3 parts. One is probability and the other one is odds. Now the question will read something like this. On a roulette wheel, in this case, there are 36 slots numbered 1 through 36 and 2 green slots numbered 0 and 00. What is the probability of the marble, and that's what goes around this thing, a marble goes in the opposite direction. What is the probability that the marble will fall on an even number? And you bet $500, and what are the odds against a $500 bet? So, the first thing you do is you find out what is success and what is failure. What do you mean? Well, if they ask you what is the probability of it falling on an even number, then success is the marble falling on what? An even number. That would be success. So we're going to highlight this as green, and we're going to highlight it green so we know that that is success. Now, what is the complement of success?
Failure.
Failure. So the complement would be even number, and then I would put a big red X through it, because that would be failure, and we'll highlight that yellow. So with each kind of bet, whether it's cards or whether it's a roulette wheel, you have the probability of success, which is what is winning, and you have the probability of failure, which is the complement of what is winning. So you need to, let's go ahead and write that down. So the question says, what is the probability? I'm going to put right here, question. The question says, what is the probability of an even number? So this would be winning / success. Therefore, this right here would be losing / failure. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the odds against is the probability of failure over the probability of success. Now, you want to leave them as fractions also because it's easier to do the math. Okay, well, somebody tell me what's the, well, they're also going to tell you that 1 through 36 and 0 and 00, but 0 and 00 are not odd or even. Okay, so all of this is given. All right, that 0 and 00 are not odd or even. So there's 36 slots with 2 green slots. How many slots are on the roulette table?
2.
38.
38. So 38 is going to be the denominator. Oops. How many even numbers are there? Well, 36 divided by 2 is what? 18, Hubert.
18.
So there's 18 even numbers. Therefore, there is what? 20 not even numbers. What's 20 plus 30? What's 20 plus 18?
36. 38. Sorry.
38. So if you have 18 that are even, the rest of the slots are not even. Now this is the way this goes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. All right? So what is the probability of an even number? 18 over 38. Well, what is the odds against? Well, Well, the odds against would be, probability of failure, 20 over 38 divided by 18 over 38. What do you do when you multiply by a fraction? When you divide by a fraction?
Multiply.
By the reciprocal. And what happens to the 38s? They cancel, and that's what you want. And your answer is 20 to 18. Now you can write 20 to 18 several different ways. You can write 20 to 18.
Why did you do it?
You can write 20 to 18. And you can write 20 over 18. You can also simplify, which is what you're going to be asked to do. So 20 over 18 reduces down to what? 10 over 9, right? Might help me out.
Hang on 1 second, I'm writing this down.
10 to 9, or 10 over 9. Now somebody go ahead and divide 10 divided by 9 and give me the decimal, because you can write it that way also. What's 10 divided by 9? 1 point what?
1.1111111.
Okay, so we've done two parts. We've done the probability. We've done the odds. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can. Okay, everybody with me? So here's the first part, finding the probability. The second part is finding the odds against. Right. Odds against, and then the third part is the bet. Well, you bet $500. Well, let's look at something. What is the probability? Somebody do 18 divided by 38. What do you get? Somebody give me the decimal. What is 18 over 38?
0.47.
Well, 48% chance. 47% chance. Mr. Robinson, if there's a 47% chance that you're going to win in Vegas, do you think the payoff's going to be high or low?
It's going to be pretty low, I think.
Yeah. Okay, remember this. And this is not only true for Vegas, it's also true for anything else. Nothing's free. Okay? Remember this.
Right.
If the probability of winning is high, the odds against are going to be pretty low. In other words, you're not going to win a lot of money. Go ahead, what?
I've been to Vegas.
Okay. If the probability of winning is high, chances are you're not going to win much money. And I'll show you. Take the $500 and multiply by 1.1. You're going to get $550. $555, really. What is it? What does it come up to be?
What'd you say?
Multiply 500 times 1.111.
555.5.
555.5. So, what did you win on a $500 bet?
$55.50.
You gonna make a lot of money in Vegas doing that?
No.
Very slowly.
But let's change it. I want you to do the same thing I just did, but I want you to say you're going to put the ball on number 4. And you're going to bet $500 on number 4. Do that, and let's see what happens. And if you can't do it, just mark it up as a failure in life.
Okay.
You ain't got to work very hard. All you got to do is just change some numbers, because 38 still stays the same. I'm going to do some erasing. I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to erase that. I'm going to erase that. I'm going to erase this and this. All right, so number 4 is how many numbers out of how many?
38.
But how many is it out of? I mean, it's out of 38, but what out of 38? 1 out of 38, Hubert. That's right, class. So 1 out of 38 is going to be winning, right?
Yeah.
So how many is going to be losing?
37 out of 38.
37. I don't know why I got 39. I don't know where that came from. I stuck. 37. So, failure is 37 over 38 over 1 over 38 multiplied by 38 over 1. So my odds against are 37 to 1, which is 37.
We can't see your writing. It's frozen.
Okay, give it a couple of seconds, because that happened in my other class, and we waited a couple of seconds and it started back. So I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to see what it does.
Okay.
I can't see. I can only see the bottom part of your board. I can only see the 4 buttons. And I'd see part of the green on the roulette picture. That's all and I can see me. I'm not frozen. But
No, you're not frozen. Your screen's frozen.
did it ever come through? It still hadn't come through?
No, it's still 18 over 38.
Okay, well, we'll take y'all out and bring y'all back in.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to leave y'all out, because then you'll have a complex.
There it goes.
Okay, good. All right. Now, somebody tell me what 1 divided by 38 is.
.02.
So you got a 2% chance of winning with this game. So the probability is very what? Low. So the payoff is going to be very high. So take 500 and multiply by 37. What do you get?
18,500.
18,000 what?
500.
500?
Yes.
So one bet, you're walking away with $17,500 or whatever, $18,000. Why? Because the probability is so what? Low. When the probability is low, it's worth playing the game, because you're going to win. I mean, when you win, you're going to win big. But if you play the nickel slot machines, you might win $5. But if you play the dollar slot machines, you might win $2 million. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Because the nickel slot machines are going to be fixed to win more but at a lower rate, at a lower price. In other words, you might win $5, you might win $25, but if you play the dollar slot machines, you may win $1 million, or you may win $100,000, or whatever. Because the probability is much lower putting in 4 quarters than it is putting in 20 nickels. Capiche?
Capiche.
Now that is how you do odds. Now why not do odds in favor? Because odds in favor, you never play by the odds in favor. You play by the odds against. Because the rules, the odds are against the house. Okay? So this is the magic. Odds against is the magic number that you multiply by your bet. Now the odds against is probability of failure over the probability of success. What do you think the odds in favor are? They're reciprocal. So the odds in favor, and I'm just going to write this. We're going to write this in a different color so you'll know that it's just for your information. Odds in favor is the reciprocal of 37 over 1, which would be what? 1 over 37. So remember, the odds in favor is always the reciprocal of the odds against. So if you have 1, you have what? Both. You don't need to go through and reinvent the wheel to find the odds in favor because it's the reciprocal of the odds against. Now let's look at the homework. Look at the slides and see what they talk about and see if I covered everything.
Oh, I sent you a question. It said that I got it wrong. It was like the amount of even numbers, and okay, it was like 1 through 9. It was 0 through 9. How many numbers are even between 0 and 9?
0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 5.
I didn't know 0 was counted. Why is 0 counted?
It's an even number because it's before an odd. 1 is odd.
I was always taught that you don't count 0. Mm-hmm.
What is it when you spend $200 out of your bank account and you got $200? What does 0 mean?
Okay.
Okay, 0 is a number. 0 means that you broke.
We were always taught that 0.
Okay, let me ask you this. When you're in an airplane, you're at 5,000 feet, what are you when you're on the landing strip?
0.
You can't use 0, that's not a number.
I didn't say it wasn't a number. I just said that we were taught it wasn't even or odd. It was just kind of there.
0 is even. Because it comes before an odd. All the even numbers come before an odd.
Gotcha.
Dang old learned something today, didn't you? Dang old, tell you what.
Have you watched The Haunting of Hill House yet?
No, it comes on the what?
The Haunting of Hill House. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I'll have to look at that. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's scary.
Now, coming from you, I don't know if it's scary or not.
Listen. I watched it, and I drove home afterwards, and I wouldn't look in my rearview mirror because I was too scared something was going to pop up behind me. So I just drove looking straight ahead, hoping nobody behind me.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that one up. What's it called?
The Haunting of Hill House.
Let me see if I've seen it. How old is it?
It's fairly new. It's a Netflix original.
I've seen so many, I forget how many I've seen. Hill House?
Yes. It's pretty creepy. I would not look in my mirror. I would not look in it.
Hold on, let me see. So it's a series?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen it. I'll have to watch it.
Oh, you're
I'll
going
have
to like
to look it up on Fire Stick because I get Fire Stick, but I don't get Netflix, and some of them come up on Netflix. On Fire Stick, Amazon. I'll have to watch that.
You're going to like it.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first episode? Where's the first episode? How many episodes has it been?
I think there's 10 or 11. And they're
I
like
haven't seen
hour,
that.
hour and a half long. They're pretty long.
There's the Haunting of Hill House movie.
Oh.
The Haunting of Hill, no, I'm looking. That's a good movie. 1999, that's a good movie. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to watch that. Season 1. No, I haven't seen that one.
You gonna like it. You gonna like it.
Yeah, I think it's only on Netflix. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a Netflix original.
Okay. I'll have to look that one up. All right, thank you, ma'am. I am going to see The Possession of Hannah Graves, though. I'm going to see that one when it comes out. Okay.
I think that one's be good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good, but it sure does look like the same as the Autopsy of Jane Doe, except Jane Doe was a spirit, and this one's going to be a demon or possession, so it's going to be a little bit different. But it all takes place in the morgue. I mean, it sure is a lot of similarities. But anyway, I'll shut up.
I went
Yeah,
and
they're
watched
very
it.
similar. Yeah. All right, here we go. What will you learn?
It won't be the same without Jim Carrey.
It was terrible.
What are you talking about?
I went and watched The Grinch, and it was terrible.
I don't like Dr. Seuss. Period.
It was the
When I was a
most
kid.
disappointing.
When I was a kid,
movie I've
I never did look at a Dr. Seuss book. I couldn't stand. They put like this big old house on top of a hill and looked like it was going to fall over, and I couldn't stand that. And I never did look at the books. I do not like Dr. Seuss. I do not like them, Sam. I am.
Grinch, but I love The Grinch, but I was so disappointed. That was such a big waste of money. I hated that movie.
Oh my gosh. The odds given at horse races at craps and gambling and Las Vegas, blah, 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 blah. Determine the odds against rolling a 4 on a one roll of a die. Okay, do that. It's real simple since you know what the probability of failure over the probability of success. Okay, so it shouldn't be that hard. What is success?
1 out of 6.
Then what would failure be?
5 out of 6.
There you go, so do it. If you can't do it, then you're a disappointment. Oh, there she is. Okay. Hey, Miss Willis. Okay, she's not talking to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We're doing the problem on the board. We just done one problem on odds against. We're doing another problem. I'm giving everybody a minute to do it. Oh Lord, I gotta pick up my son today.
Did you say beat up or pick up?
Beat up. I beat him up every Monday.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to go to DSS every Tuesday, but now I gotta pick him up. So, what is failure? Failure would be 5/6, right?
Yeah.
So, here we go. The odds against. Mr. Robinson, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, you got to talk a little bit, got to interact. Odds against is equal to 5/6 divided by 1/6, because that's the probability of failure over the probability of success. Okay, so you might want to, I'm just going to put this in brackets so y'all know that this is the formula right here. This is the actual doing. So, what do you do when you divide by a fraction? You multiply by the what? So 5 divided by 6, multiplied by 6/1. So what's the odds? 5 to what?
1.
So on a $20 bet, what would you win if you rolled a 1 or a 4?
$5.
$20 bet.
Oh, well then
$20.
$20.
$20 bet. 5 to 1. What's 5/1?
5.
$20 bet.
Oh, you $100.
You'd win $100. Good job. The rest of y'all would be taken advantage of in Las Vegas and probably be left in the ditch somewhere.
Okay.
Probably.
Miss Phillips and Miss Johnson.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're
I'll
not
just stay
gamblers. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with you.
I don't have enough money to gamble.
I don't either.
Well,
Look at there.
my parents did the scratch off tickets this weekend, and we won $150 something.
Good job. I won 500 every now and then. I blow every penny of it too. Now, I don't need to go in odds in favor. Why do you not need to know odds in favor? Because it's just the flip of what? Odds against. So I'm not going to spend any time going over odds in favor, because if you know odds against, all you got to do is flip it. So, oh, okay, this is a good question. I thought they were going to ask for odds. Okay. The circle graph shows the U.S. smartphone ownership in 2014. Everybody got that? It's on the next page, so you can write it down there if you want to. If a smartphone owner is randomly selected, determine the odds against the individual owning a Samsung. That's what I own. Dang old S7. Okay? I'm ready for an S9 or S10 because mine's cracked. All right? So, what is success?
The 27%?
Well, Samsung phone would be success, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. All right. So 27% would be success. Now, that's 27 over what?
100.
Good job. So 27 over 100 would be success. What would failure be? Dang old 73?
Yep.
So this problem is going to be 73 over 100. The probability against the Samsung phone against a Samsung phone, not probability, odds, sorry. Odds against a Samsung phone would be 73 over 100 divided by 27 over 100. Multiply by 100 over 27, and that's going to give us 73 to 27. And I don't know if that's divisible. 73, I think, is a prime number. So I'm just going to put, well, I ain't got to put it. I just hit enter and it'll tell us. 9 won't go into 7. I don't think 73 is divisible. Dang, oh, we got it right. 73 to 27. Circle graph shows smartphone. If a smartphone owner is random, to determine the odds against the individual. I thought we just did that.
It did.
Oh, they just restated it. I'm sorry. The odds against Robin being admitted to the college of her choice are 9 to 2. Determine the probability that Robin is admitted. Okay, they're going backwards here. Okay. So you're going to have to put it. What are the odds against? Odds against is the probability of failure over the probability of success. So that's 9 over 1 over 2 over 1. I think it's what they're going to. Let me see. Yep. 9, 11, sorry. So that's 9 over 11 over 2 over 11. You got to find the n first. 9 plus 2 is 11. I won't ask that question very often. That's it. I'll leave. Let me go back. Right there. First thing you do is add the two numbers up. And I thought that's what it was, but the wording of the question kind of threw me off there for a minute. 9 plus 2 is 11. So that's going to be 9 over 11 over 2 over 11. Now, how do you know what goes where? Because the probability, the odds against, is equal to failure over success. So the odds against, I think I'm about ready to quit. There we go.
Okay.
The odds against is equal to the probability of failure over the probability of success. So that means 9 over 11 over 2 over 11. So the probability of failure is equal to 9 over 11. And therefore, the probability of success is equal to 2 over 11. So, what is 2 over 11? Somebody give me that decimal. What's 2 over 11?
18, like point
So
18.
she's got an 18% chance of being successful and an 82% chance of being a failure in life.
Yeah.
So Robin, she don't have a chance.
Bless her.
Yeah, she sucks. All right, so that's odds against.
It is pouring.
I know it's pouring here too. Yeah, it's pouring. I brought an umbrella because I don't want to melt. Now, I'm going to just do this for giggles because we are technically done except for the autopilot chapter, but I do want to look at something. And I want you to get your money's worth. 11.3. I want to see what 11.3 is. Probably the additive law or the multiplicative law. No, that's not it. No, we're not doing that. That confuses too many students. Hold on. 11.4. I wanted to see if they have the multiplicative law and the additive law. No, we're not doing those. No. See if they get to the factorials. Not doing those. $11.5. There they are, 11.5. I think we may do 11.5, and that's it. Because that'll give you a good, for some of you that may take 120 or 103 in the future, that's what Unit 1 and Unit 2 is, what we've done in Unit 4. So I think we'll go to 11.5, and I may not, I'll give you some homework. I'll have to make some homework because I'm going out a little extra. Now, what's going to happen after that? Well, pretty much we will be meeting if y'all need to, but we're going to look and see how y'all are doing on the autopilot chapter, which is Unit 3. And has anybody started it?
Yeah.
Tell me, did I do good by letting y'all do it on your own, or do you need me to help you?
Maybe on a few things, but mostly I can do it on my own.
Okay, well, I need y'all to send me those questions, okay? Send me those questions, and we'll probably start on that the next week. But if y'all don't send questions that next week, not this week coming, not this Wednesday, but next week. If you don't send questions next week, because you're going to be working on that, and you're going to be working on this test on Unit 3, then we're going to meet for that next week. And if you don't send questions that next week, then chances are we're not going to meet anymore. Okay. And I'll talk to y'all about final exam and all that. We'll do that the next week. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll do that the next week. Who's got questions?
Nope.
All right, work on 12 and 11, and we'll go into 11.5. Did they hang up on me? No, okay.
No, we're right here.
We'll work on 11.5 Wednesday. Y'all need to work on 11.1 and 11.2. See y'all.
Bye.
Take it easy.